Hello, welcome to the LearningLoop channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about the syllabus overview for Sociology paper code 2251 for the exams in 2025, 2026, and 2027. Requisites you have to consider when you prepare for this subject. You must ensure that you have confidence into the syllabus of the subject, what you are going to get out of this syllabus, what is the offer of this syllabus, what topics are there, what content material is expected to cover for as a student. So each and everything should be covered by looking into the syllabus. Then you must have a thorough understanding, and you must go through the specimen papers. You will have the idea what kind of exam papers you might face, you might take, and what kind of questions would be there, how you have to handle the questions, what would be the marking scheme, what should be the time duration for the exam, and how the paper is actually structured for the students. Then you can connect with the people through online platforms. You can discuss with them the topics. You can ask them to share their notes and their experience while preparing for this. So it will give you a good enough confidence. Then in terms of preparing for your exams, you better go and check the past students' responses that is already uploaded over there on the website. You can just go and check them. You can see how examiners have credited the scores to each and every student, on what criteria the students have performed well, under average, above average, or below average, right? So you can just go and check it out. Then it comes to past papers. Definitely it is a really important thing, because if the subject is new for you, if you don't have any past experience, then definitely you must check the mark scheme. You should know what kind of questions should be handled in what methods, because for example, if the question is about the definition, so you should know how the definition should be presented in the exam, right? And if the topic is asking you to give some like a comparative study, or to give your arguments in favor points or something like that, so you should have the understanding to answer those questions too. And it comes to understanding the text as well. What is the meaning of discuss? What is the meaning of describe? What is the meaning of explain? How you have to handle the questions that starts with if this happened or that happened, or if the question starts with a proper authentic and reliable statement, then the examiner is asking you to give your opinion about that. So in exam paper, you should have a better understanding with the course. Once you'll go through the syllabus, you should know the content material, you should know the topics that you have to cover for your exams, and then you can just plan out your study time, how you're going to cover each and every topic, for what time duration you have to work on planning, on what time you have to start for the revision, how you have to gather the resources related to your learning material. So as we have already discussed, we have already talked about it, like students who are approaching for the October-November session or the exams for the next year, if they are registered with a registered school, then they are already going to get each and everything. But if they are not, so they can appear as a private candidate. For that reason, how you have to collect the resources, how you have to collect your learning material, it depends on you. You have full liberty. If you can create your own material, if you can research by yourself, then go ahead with that. So here the first topic would be research methods, into which you have to learn about the sociologists and the approaches, how they have studied the society, how they have covered the different parameters, the different segments of the society, how they have compared one society with the other, and what factors are responsible for the social challenges, for the social conflict, for the social development. So their contribution to the field of sociology had helped us a lot, and still we are getting lots of information and knowledge from that. So you have to cover it. Then it comes to what evidences are there, what kind of data they have collected to cover each and every topic, because in the upcoming list you will see family, individual, group, social inequality, social stratification, social control. So lots of things are there for which these sociologists have contributed a great help. Then there would be some questions that will ask you to give your understanding about how sociologists actually investigated specific topic, and why their findings are reliable and why their findings are not reliable, if they are in the coherence and in the conformity with today's world. So how it is actually going to help us, and if not, so what changes should be there. So it is all about how you are going to obtain the knowledge from the resources, and how you're going to convert your knowledge into your understanding. Then it comes to identity, which covers self and society, how individual owns his or her identity, what factors affect her or his identity as an individual, as a person in the society, and how the society work, how the social control and social agencies are making people to get in compliance with the norms and the practices, do's and don'ts, being a part of the society. Then what influences our social identity, like here you will cover about how an individual becomes a constructive element of the society, or how they become the destructive element of the society, what incidents, what resources, what parameters, and what social agents are actually responsible to take care of one individual, and to nourish the person, to make the person into the reliable, responsible citizen. Then social stratification and inequality. So as I have already mentioned, you people have to work on the perfect and the right vocabulary. The selection of the word matters a lot in this paper, because some terms are going to be actually part of your exam, and they are going to just they'll be asked by, like, in terms of defining it, or what is this, what is that. So here you do not miss out to prepare and collect the right definition of the topic from the authentic resources. You can create your own definitions as well, but actually to get good scores in the paper, you better use some authentic and reliable ones. And then you will have to cover the topics like what factors and what efforts should be made and have been made which had contributed to encounter social inequalities, social injustice towards the people and society. So here you will have to take the references from the contribution of the sociologists. They have worked to make us understand about what is capitalist society and what is bourgeoisie society, what is family in terms of being nuclear, in terms of being poor, in terms of being single parent, in what is cohabitation, and how things are there that actually created inequality, injustice into the society. So you have to cover up all the factors. Then what are the causes that are responsible, which had created all these inequalities, how they are encountered, how it still exists, and why it should not be encountered, what are the pros and cons of all those practices in the society. Then next topic will be family. Here you have to understand what the family is in terms of definition, and what are the types of families in one or the other societies, what is the role of the family for individual to become responsible candidate of a society, and how it actually influences the entire society to function in certain ways. Then here you can talk about, so we have covered this point, this. So how family life has changed, because if you will see in today's time, the family structure you people are living in might not be the same as we have lived in, or it might be different from the ones our forefathers had lived. So there is a change every time. Things are getting changed. What factors are changing them, how things are becoming altered, how things are becoming flexible, how things are becoming modernized. So you have to go through all these switches. Then it comes to education. Here you have to cover formal education the most, but you also have to understand the needs, requirements, and benefits of informal education, right? So here institutions are involved, like as a school, how socialization starts in the life of the child, and how they adopt certain behaviors, this adopt certain patterns of reactions, and how they have to deal with the people, how they have to socialize with the people, how they have to communicate their feelings, emotions, and how their surroundings are influencing their personality. Then it comes to understand, like, what is the role of education system in one's life, in how it affects the creativity, the confidence, and the sense of achievement. What factors motivate an individual to perform better in the life, to serve the humanity, to become a helping hand for the social entities. Then you have to study about crime, deviance, and social control. Here you have to know the difference between crime and deviance, why it happens, what social control is, how and what is the need of the social control, what are the disturbances that usually affect the stability of the society, and what agencies are accountable to ensure the social control so that the civilians can stay peaceful and with the integrity. Then it comes to what are the patterns of and explanations for crime and deviance. So here you will have to like as chapter 5, here you have to understand the impact on one's personality. What are the responsible factors that actually convinces one person to commit crimes? What are the situations, what are the conditions, and one give up on being nice to others? Then last but not least, how is crime dealt with in different societies? So if as I have already told you, like, you have to create a comparative understanding between your society and the other societies, then definitely you will experience to learn about how one society is different than the one society, what makes them different, what makes them similar, how they deal with the crimes in their society, what are the punishments there, what are the rewards there, and how they encourage people to live like a civilized person. So this is all for the entire syllabus. If you have any question, any query, do drop that into the comment box, and we'll try our best to facilitate you to our best. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.